Welcome in this video. Today I am going to discuss about some important topics, important concepts of object-oriented programming. So the today's agenda is discussion agenda is the constructor, Java package, access modifier, and static keyword, which will help us to when we are writing programs in Java. So Java constructor. So we know we have an idea about the method, and Java constructor is actually a special type of method, and it is some block of codes. And when Java constructor is actually means when the method name is same as the class name. So this is actually the rules when we are constructing the constructor in Java programming language. And when every time an object when it is created using the new keyword, so one constructor is actually called, which we are calling the default constructor in Java programming. Okay, so what are the rules actually to construct the Java constructor? So the first rule is the constructor name must have the same name as its class name, and a constructor has no return type. That means int, float, double, you cannot use it in here. And Java constructor cannot be abstract, static, final, or synchronized. Okay, so we'll see later what is the abstract static. This is actually the keyword which we actually cannot use in when we are constructing the Java constructor. Okay, so how many types of Java constructors? There are two types of Java constructor. One is default constructor and another one is parameterized constructor. Okay, so now we are going to see an example how a default constructor is actually created. Okay, so in this program you see here we have a class that is we call bike 1, and we have a method which is you see which is bike 1, which is bike 1. Okay, so you see the name of this method is same as the class name, so it's actually not a method, it's actually a constructor. Okay, then we write something inside this method bike is created. Okay, after that we create a main method. You see public static void main. So here we actually here we actually write an object inside the main method. You see here the how to create an object, right? So here you see the bike 1 and the object variable is b equals to new bike 1. So new is actually created the object. Okay, so the b is an object variable which will actually take the sufficient memory, necessary sufficient memory in the memory space. Okay, also it call the, here you see the bike 1 is the class and b is the object variable of that class equals to new bike 1. Here this bike 1 is actually, here you see this bike 1 is actually the constructor. Okay, because the you see here that is actually the parenthesis I uses here, first parenthesis I uses here, which is actually the method name, which is actually you see here the these things. Okay, so when we run this program the output will be bike is created. You see the output will be created, the output will show bike is created. So I just call the, okay, I just create the objects and it actually initiates, or it actually call the constructor automatically. So this is actually the default constructor. Okay, the next Java parameterized constructor, that is another kind of constructor, types of constructor. So this constructor actually has a specific number of parameters. For that reason we are calling it the parameterized constructor. Okay, so in this example you see here that the class is student 4. This is the class name, and we have some variables in here, int id, string name, and student 4 here is you see the student 4. Okay, so now you see the student 4, right? Student 4, and this is the class name and this is the method name. So the method name is student 4 is actually, yes, actually the constructor, and it has now it has two parameters. In the previous example we have seen that there are no parameters, and when we are creating object then the constructor is automatically called, so we call it, it's a default constructor. But in the Java parameterized constructor, here you see that the constructor has some parameters, and you see here that is the int I and int string n. There are two parameters we have. Okay, so after that how we creating, so when we are creating the object, then how we call these two constructors. Here you see in the main method, inside the main method, I think you see here the public static void main, inside we have two objects, student for s1 and student for s2, and you know equals to new student 4, that means we are creating objects and then we passing two parameters from here. Okay, so it will, when we are creating objects s1 and s2, and automatically it will call the constructor student 4 there, student 4, and it will pass two variables from here, one Karan and another objects which is passes 2 Aryan. Okay, so when we are calling these two methods s1.display or s2.display, then these methods will call and then it will print it. Okay, so this is actually the parameterized constructor. That means which constructor has the parameters. Okay, so now what is the difference between the normal method and constructor? Because we are talking that the constructor is a special type of method. Okay, so the main difference between them is that the constructor, a method is used to expose just the behavior of an object, while the constructor actually initialize when we are creating the objects. That is the difference. Method must have a return type. We know that I think you use functions in C programming languages, which in Java or object programming concept we use the same things as a method. Okay, we are calling here it's a method. It's not a we are not talking the functions, we are talking about the methods. Okay, fine. So method must have a return type, and constructor has no return type. You say when I write in the previous example, you see I just write student 4, and before student 4 method I didn't use any kind of return type, int, float, I didn't use. Okay, and then next the method is invoked explicitly, where the constructor is invoked implicitly. That means we can directly call the method, but we cannot directly call the constructor. Constructor is initiated by the object. Okay, then number 4, the method is not provided by the compiler in any case, and the Java on the other hand, the constructor is actually, the Java compiler provides a default constructor if we didn't create it in the inside the class. Okay, and the number 5 is the method name may or may not be the same as the class name. Method name cannot be, but the constructor must have the name as the class name, which is actually the definitions of the constructor. Okay, so now I'm going to discuss about the another very important topics, that is Java package. Java package means it's a group of similar types of classes. Okay, similar types of interfaces, which we are calling, which is a group combinations of them, which are calling the Java package. Okay, so in Java programming language, Java package has two categories. One is built-in package and another one is user-defined package. So if you see that there are different kinds of packages we have, like java.lang, awt, java swing packages. We'll see later. That is actually the built-in packages, but we also can create our own packages. Okay, so this is actually the structure designed of a package. So here you see that the first, this is actually a hierarchical structure, where the Java is actually the Java package. That is, when I write a package name, first I write Java, then .lang. So lang is actually the sub packages of Java, or sometimes I write java.util. That is, util is actually the sub packages of Java, you see in this figure. And then we call the class name. I can call, sometimes I can call scanner classes, or you will see it later when I will give an example. Okay, so this is a simple example of package. How to create a package in Java? Actually, we use a package keyword, which will help us to create a package in Java. Okay, fine. So here you see in this example, I write package my pack. That is actually my package name. Okay, I can give you a real life example of packages. You use different kinds of SIM mobile phone. Okay, so sometimes Rovi declares that we have some packages or we have some special offers for this package, and what is actually inside in the package? You see, the package is actually a bundle of SMS, MMS, talk time, everything included in there. So package is actually combined of classes, interfaces, and in the class you have several methods, variables, many things. Okay, so it's actually a package. So if I want to create a package in my programming, then how I create it? So it's very simple. You see, just we write package keyword before my package name. So here my package name is my pack, and I just use the package keyword. So it's simple. So the my package is created for this program. Okay, after that we have a class. The class name is simple, and then we have a main method, and then we have a welcome message, which I printed by using the print method. Okay, fine. So I think you understand how to create an object in here. Okay, and then next I want to see okay okay fine. So in the previous example you see that how actually create an package in a program. Okay, so now we'd like to after creating the package, then how we actually access that package from another package. Okay, suppose I create one package or different kinds of package, and my friend he also creates some packages. So how I actually access my package? I can give access my package to another one, or I can, or another way I want to use another one package. So how actually do that? So there are three ways to access the packages from outside of the package. So first one is the import. So you can write import package.star, or that means package means the package name, and then you can use import package.class name. You can also star means actually you call all the classes inside the package. Okay, if you 10 classes in your package, so the 10 classes will come in your program. Or if you mention one class name, then you can write in the second options. You have the right, you can use the second options. And last one is the fully qualified name. So in the third options, you actually have to write every time. So you have to write the package. You don't want to import it. That means you don't want to use the import keyword to import your package in your program. You just every time you just use the package name and then the full class name. Okay, so in the next example, I think it will clear it will help you to clear about how to access the packages from one package to another package. So the first program you see here, okay, so I say the first program is a.java. So here I have a package. You see the package name is package pack, and inside the package we have a class A. Okay, and I have another package. Sorry, I have another another program, that is you see here, that is another program, and here I save it b.java, and here is another package, package.mypack. Okay, so now a.java, which is created by my friend, and this is my package b.java. Okay, so I'm what I do here, I use package mypack for creating this package. This is my own package. Okay, but now I want to use my friend's package, which is actually a.java, and the package name of that is pack. You see here the pack. Okay, so now I want to use that package from this package from b.java. Okay, so how I import it? You see here that I import it here. Yes, I import first I use a keyword import, then I use pack. Why I use pack? Because a.java, the package name is pack. You see? Okay, so pack.star. Star means how many classes on there? Star dot. After dot, we have to write a class name, and here I use star. Star means it actually calls all the classes inside the package which you are using. So we are using the a.java package, that means the package pack. So here is only one class, as you see, the class A. So I can access these classes, and I can write it import pack.a. You can write it, so the only the class A will come. But in the package pack, if there are several classes like class A, class B, class C, class D, okay, so how you access those classes? So you just write. So how many times will you actually write import pack.a, import pack.b, import pack.c? No, we don't need to write many statements. We just write import pack.star, then all the classes will come. Okay, I think you understand. So in this package, my pack, they have a class which is class B, you see, which is class B, and that is the method. So in this example, we I think you understand how you actually access your friend package. Okay, the next I want to we can use package dot class name. So I think you understand. In the previous example, I use import. Just see this line. Import pack dot a. In the previous example, I use import pack dot star, right? So if I use pack dot a, that means I have access to use the class A from package pack. Okay, so now I'm going to the next example, and here you see we can use also the import fully qualified. So how we actually the full package name in here. So if you see that these things are okay. Sorry. So if you see this example, okay, so this is actually the same, but in class B, when I want to use a.java's package, so that means a.java files package. So what I write, I just write package my pack. This is actually the my class, my package. Okay, so here you see, you just look at the look inside the main method. Can you see anything here? Okay, you just see this line. Okay, so what I actually write here, you see here pack.a, that means every time I write pack.a and their objects, I create an object in a new pack.a. That is actually the way that you every time you have to write it away. You don't need to use the import keyword in here. Every time you have to use pack.a, and then you create an object, and then okay, because you want to use class A in the package pack. Okay, so that is another way you can write. So any other way you can use to import packages, or you can use packages, another packages you can use in this way. Okay.